Hello, and welcome back to the Green Team of the Legendarium. Today, we will be covering Book 4 of the Wars of Light and Shadow. This one is called Fugitive Prince. It's written, of course, by Janny Wurts. Joining me today are Hurin.
Yo.
And Kyptan.
Hi.
We are, of course, very excited to bring you this episode. Everyone, I presume, enjoyed the book. Am I right, gentlemen?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Yes, Kip, you've been struggling with this series. And
very much so.
Is it fair to say that you struggled with this book most of all?
Yeah, it is. It is fair to say that I struggle with this book most of all because at this point I'm aware that things aren't going to change for the better for me.
Yes.
And things are no longer new.
The style is style. I think it's safe to say the characters are the characters, and you can see where things are all going to be going, right?
I'm only enjoying Moriel and Elira chapters.
Wow, that's harsher than I would have expected. I thought you'd at least be enjoying the Death Fear as well.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope, I'm not.
Yeah. Hurin, are you enjoying this?
Yeah. It's probably my least favorite so far, but all of the stuff that Jenny does in the previous books, Wurts does in the previous books, she continues to do. All of this, I'm not going to repeat myself because the stuff that I said last book applies to this one, and the stuff I said the last book applies to this one, and the stuff I said before the last book applies to this one. So, interesting character, interesting.
Your connection is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll add one more character of chapters that I liked. Talith.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Interesting situations, really great scenes, emotional payoff. All of that great. But I think that a lot of this book is kind of treading the same ground that we've done before in the previous three. So I'm looking forward to the new stuff happening. Although there were some fantastic scenes that were really gripping.
Yeah, I think I'm probably in the same boat. I don't know if I have a relative ranking for the books in this series in my head at the moment. But yeah, this is more of the same. I think anything I say about this book could be inferred from what I said about previous books. There's not like a great status quo shakeup or anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah. Don't read this series if you're expecting grand subversions of fantasy, I think.
Not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I think maybe at the time this was written, it might have been a little more novel to have the guy on the side of light be the villain, and the guy in shadow is more sympathetic and interesting. But
it's certainly not the case anymore.
It's not the case anymore, no.
I've already read like 23 books of Recluse.
I think this book cemented my opinion that Janny Wurts is like Tolkien's true successor in fantasy.
That's ambitious.
In terms of I think that in terms of the worldviews that they have, they're very much aligned. Tolkien was like a true conservative. You know, he thought that life was really best when it was the rural English farmer just kind of going it and living relatively cohesively with nature, right? And I think Janny Wurts thinks basically the same thing.
At the very least, the goals of the Paravians and the Fellowship of Seven are extolling those virtues as virtues.
Yeah, and you have the mysterious elder races that, what they want to do is live in communion with nature, and this is all done in a notion of harmonies and whatnot. And what you really don't want is the unwashed masses thinking they're above their elite brethren who have the unassailable noble bloodlines from times bygone.
I think it's a little more nuanced than that from Wurts' position at least, because I don't think the Koriani are necessarily the bad guys in this story. We get Moriel's POV in this book, and her arguments against the Fellowship of Seven are sound.
One second. Can we just say that we're spoiler-free?
We're in book 4.
Let's just say we're just doing spoilers. Who's going to be listening to this episode that isn't listening to spoilers or hasn't read the book? Yeah. So feel free to spoil anything.
What she says against the Fellowship of Seven, while hypocritical, and her points could be attacked based on the actions of the Koriani themselves, what she says is pretty great in my opinion. Like, if you want to stop pain, if you want to help humans, if you want to help grow, the kind of human-centered world that they need and that they want, it's a totally fair position to take. And let's not forget that they are the invaders on this plane of existence.
And that's my
They
point for you.
and they had agreements with the Paravians not to do certain things, and they're breaking those agreements.
Yep.
So
She doesn't care about those agreements, though. That's where her arguments are based.
yeah, those were made generations and thousands of years in the past too. I'm just saying I understand their position because I'm a human.
I
Like
understand the position.
you want to
I
stop the
understand.
suffering, you want to help people, and sometimes that means destroying the natural environment.
They live on this planet on sufferance as refugees. They live within a pact, and if
Like,
they want to go outside of that pact, that's criminality.
I think
And this
that
book is very much about criminality.
it is, yeah. I think that in terms of the pact, like I think it's a very valid question to say, okay, we were accepted on sufferance. We are refugees. We destroyed our other worlds through our own hubris, or maybe many other worlds. I think it's unclear, right?
Possibly dozens, whereas the Paravians have one.
Yeah, the Peruvians have won. But the Peruvians are gone. They seemingly abandoned the world. Like, at what point is the pact no longer valid from the humans' point of view? You know, like the other side is just dead. I think the thing that complicates that is the fact that the Peruvians are objectively correct. They have God himself on their side, and by gum, like the harmonies of the world are aligned with them and not the humans.
If only real life were that simple.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm honestly wondering if the Paravians went off somewhere so they could force the humans to deal with their own problems and like set it as a test almost.
I
Will
think
they
that's
be
probably
terrible again?
yeah.
No, they're failing the test if that's the case.
I mean, and there are like two continents in this world, right? And one is seemingly a barren wasteland. I think that's just a trick. I think the Peruvians are living just a peachy keen on that seemingly desolate wasteland that they have kept as a bastion for themselves, even from the Fellowship of Seven, who, let's face it, they have no reason to trust as much as the Fellowship of Seven imagines.
You don't think that they're underwater somewhere in like floating habitats protected by salt water?
Do horses swim well underwater? Probably not.
I didn't say they have to swim. I just said they could make floating habitats, kind of like space stations, that they could embed in their oceans
You
and
say
live there.
hopefully.
All right, you got it. Floating islands are now space stations. I'm going to save that.
Just similar construction methods.
And similar movement around them, and it's kind of similar considerations you have to take into
Similar design constraints based on external pressure.
Yeah.
Just reversed.
Yeah, I mean, the Koriani they live for a very long time. I think it's safe to say they're very short-sighted.
I find it interesting that they're relying on like grandfathered crystals.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really liked the look into the Koriani we got in this book. We got a better view at like magic, the way they use magic, how the magic interacts with the world. We got some really cool magic scenes. We got some good political stuff inside the Koriani brotherhood, sisterhood organization. The opening scene of the book was really engaging for me personally because we get to see what's her name for the first time in a long time. What's her name?
Elara?
Elara, yeah, in the birth and her humanity that shows up in there. The scene where Moriel, thank you. Moriel sets the trap and then can't get out of the trap because her source stopped becoming a source, and then she's trapped inside of it like a spider. That was really, really good scene.
The Koriani are like a faction from 40K. I think they would fit in basically perfectly Warhammer 40,000. They like deperson the people that fail them. They focus on like a complete absence of free will in their hierarchy. And their crystal is essentially the same thing as the machine spirits from 40K as well. You know, there's these almost automata that develop personalities of their own through constant use and are too valuable to be expunged, but like you cannot treat them as simple machines for your work at this point, especially the Great Waystone, right?
Yep.
one wonders if it would be better for them to just purge these crystals, just kind of be able to use them without their finicky natures. But yeah, I guess that would be like destroying a library or something.
Yeah, crystals are cool. I really like the scene where Kaole destroys the crystal and the sorcerer in the process.
That was
He
pretty
picked the wrong
gruesome.
one though. Yeah, he should have done it to Talith first.
Talith? Lorenda?
Lorenda.
Sorry, yeah, Lorinda.
I thought Talith's death was sad.
It was
I
very
was
sad.
I was saddened. I called it too, didn't I? I think two episodes back I said, what if she gets pregnant with the bastard? I didn't expect for her to get offed, but
Yeah, I
one point for
also
me.
didn't. I also didn't expect her to get killed by falling off of a severed rope. Yeah, I thought there was going to
Fortunately,
be something a little bit more tragic about that, but it really does follow the pattern of some of the most personally loyal people to Lysair being offed by people who are professionally motivated to keep lies intact.
Yeah. I imagine you were just kind of turning red during the Lysair scenes, Kip. Am I right?
Incredibly so. He was at his worst in this book,
Yeah,
and
yeah, absolutely.
supposedly so was Arathon. But you know what? One of
Yeah, it's not
them
even
seemed
close
to
at this
have a
point.
whole lot worse.
Yeah. I think this is the book at which like the compounding mistakes that Lysair has made have really come to haunt the narrative. You know, like
And we
he's
get proof that it was his overweening pride that causes the compounding.
yeah, at this point, yes.
it
The
was a
Absolutely.
really
the
good
the,
scene though.
the sorcerers can just look into his soul and say, "Hey, nope, this is him." If
That
it
It's
must
a
be
wasn't
defense
something that
for
mechanism because he won't have anyone else to blame but himself, and therefore
if
he
he
has to
wasn't a
dig an even dipper.
spoiled prince, if he wasn't a spoiled prince, uh, this wouldn't be nearly as bad,
Mhm.
and many more people wouldn't have died, and would not continue to die.
Yeah.
He has an amazing ability to just get people to throw themselves into the wood chipper of the feud.
Yes.
What I liked the most was that I think it was 2 or 3 books back, he does that grand gesture of saying, if you're going to put him in shackles, you have to put me in shackles, and then nope, all these people are going to be slaves.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's
I
totally fine being hypocritical. I think he's like compromised his moral principles like slowly over the course of the book. For example, like he was once like not really that happy with lying, right? And now he will do it without a second's thought. He will shamelessly shift around circumstances to always paint himself in the best possible light. And it's very
Do you think
effective.
do you think he's hit the bottom of his moral degeneracy?
No, no, no.
Not in actions, but in terms of
Like
how
how
compromised he is.
no.
no way. Absolutely not. No.
What do you think he has left over that he could
He
destroy?
hasn't killed his wife yet. He's going to do that.
Spanish Inquisition type stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think at this point he would have no problem doing that though.
No, he'd still at this point let other people do most of it for him. Eventually, he's going to get to the point where, like, he lives to be in the dungeon.
Okay, you're right about he at this point he wouldn't kill Talith, but no, I think I could definitely see him torturing somebody because they supported Arathon.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
But it would be a small and isolated case, and he would feel bad about it behind his cold, princely stare. Eventually, we're going to see him smile and laugh and be glad and take pleasure in just torture and rape and murder.
Ah, yeah, that would be new. Him just advocating for rape.
Know if he's going to get as far as that. I would be interested if he did. He's definitely fine with excusing it. Well, actually, no, we haven't seen that yet. Like his one moral act.
No, we have.
Like,
We have seen him
have we?
excuse it. He'd be like, Lorenda, you don't want to upset my men. They would do anything to a minion of the shadow. You don't want to make them angry.
Would he? I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the one red line he had in Curse the Mistwraith, right? Like he
At the end of this one, he explicitly starts using his inability to control his men as threats against women.
Just missed that. Well, I still think Lysair is a great character, and I'm really enjoying
too.
following his chapters, especially when he was kidnapped by the Brotherhood. And I like the scene where Arathon is inside what is an inn with Kaole and Dakar, and he's getting transformed by the curse into the prince or master of darkness that Lysair thinks he is, and it's really effective in the sense that it makes you kind of see how Lysair views Arathon.
Hmm?
I still pity the man. I mean, I think he's truly terrible, but I think he's pitiable.
I agree.
Yeah, and now the Korianis can just kind of induce that at will, without Lysair having to be nearby.
Or presumably the inverse, without Arathon having to be nearby.
They would need Arathon's hair, and they only have
Yes.
like 3 little pieces of stubble from his beard.
I'm sure they will get Arathon's hair at some point.
Back to the Koriani being like short-sighted, like I don't understand why they're allying themselves with Lysair, because he is just becoming more and more anti-magic as the days go on, even though he's a magic user himself.
Well, I think they
Because
think
he's
he's
stupider.
a useful idiot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
he's not mage
obviously,
born. He's not mage trained.
I mean,
yeah.
are they all that smarter though?
No, I
They
think
they are.
this is a book where it's clear that Lysair outthought Lorenda. I don't know about Moriel.
Lorenda is not that hard to outsmart.
No.
No,
But she is number 2 in their organization.
I think even Moriel's like, yeah, I wish I had better candidates, but she's the one. Guess I got to go with her.
God,
still
I'm
like Moriel.
old. Please let me die.
And the Fellowship says, no, Lorenda's never going to pass that test.
Kip, is Moriel your favorite character because she too no longer wishes to be part of this story?
Correct. 100% correct. She is over. She is done. She just wants to move on. And it's like, no, can I die? Let me die.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I have commitments. I have to keep going.
I tried my best.
Yeah.
I was like, here, let me go into a Grand Conjury with just your 2 newest initiates.
Very expendable initiates.
Very expendable. Very expendable. But also very dangerous because one of them betrays her.
Yeah.
Not so much betrays her. I think that sounds more malicious than it is. It's just like, hey, I don't want to die.
That's betrayal.
It is in the context, but I mean, is it really that hard to understand?
Oh, it's not hard to understand, but which is why I would say, hey, Moriel, plan better.
At least it's not. I'm trying to say it's not premeditated betrayal.
Yeah, no, that's why I think that it's a suicidal wish on Moriel's part to do that.
Mm.
She does know better, and she was kind of hoping that both of them might say, no, I want to live, and leave her to die.
She's like setting herself up for failure.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about the dragon yet.
I liked the dragon.
That was
the
that
dead
might be
dragon?
one of my the dead dragon. That was probably one of my favorite scenes of the series, honestly.
It was the only interesting new part in this book.
Ah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It was the only piece of like real new world building that we got.
We got the crystal stuff.
They were like less than a paragraph each in total knowledge.
Still, that's interesting new lore. That sets up the magic.
I agree, and I pointed it out first. But the dragon was the only real extended scene that we got of new lore about these grim wards and like their animal companions and the fact that they use lava lakes to bathe in.
We learned that you need to ask rocks for permission to boil them. The world of Ethera is truly alive. And we learned why the clan bloodlines matter.
Yes. They keep the pact alive.
Yeah. It's not just snobbery. It's, well...
I mean,
it's a little bit of snobbery.
Look, the Fellowship of Seven is very, very proud of this one thing that they did a long time ago.
Yeah. I think that's fair, you know? If you, like, save all of humanity... Not all of humanity. A big part of humanity?
I think a small part.
A small part? You think that they're like humanity's still spacefaring and just happily colonizing other worlds, and
I don't know about happily, but I think there's still a bunch left.
It's like hive cities.
I was thinking more like Mistborn Final Empire kind of cities. Ash falls from the sky and everyone's unhappy.
Yeah, okay, like the space empire did fall apart and no one can do space travel and most people are very unhappy with it.
Yep.
Maybe
they exist in like one scattered pocket per world, or maybe a couple.
Maybe the world is almost all gray goo at this point. Maybe Deshtier spread to all these worlds and killed them all.
I'm willing to give Deshtier at least half of the worlds.
That's fair. And now they have one fellowship member just always keeping the Don't come here, Deshthir ward up at all times.
Yep.
It's, damn.
You know, the Fellowship is losing members one by one, and they're just really hoping one day they'll have 7 again or 9.
Who's the fellowship member
What is the
that's
number that
tripled?
they're aiming for? Great.
Wraith.
Trace. That was a great scene too. Sorry, go on.
The fellowship number they're aiming for, it's 7.
Dakar's
I think
going to
they're-
replace somebody because
Yeah.
Dakar's a bro, and he continues to be a bro in this book. I really like the scene where they.
Car's gotten better at cantrips in this book out of nowhere.
He's working on it. He's
mean,
trying to
he's-
improve himself. He's at the gym lifting weights.
Also not
Hey.
like totally trashed the whole time.
Only
You would be
partly.
surprised at how much better people become at dexterity tasks once they're not like 8 shots in all the time.
If somebody skipped the last book and they read this one, they would assume that like this Dakar named character is like an entirely new character with the same name.
100%. 100%. And Asendir makes fun of him a couple times for that.
That's fair.
Asendir has earned it.
Did the Fellowship 7 break their own rules by traveling to Dakar and Arathon and be like, hey, there's a dragon nearby. Maybe you should stay out of the way I'm going.
No.
I don't understand the rules. I really don't.
So you can't
They're like,
directly
That seems
kill
like
someone-
that seems like interference to me.
They're like,
directly
we don't
kill someone with
interfere
magic,
in
you
mortal
can't do it
matters, but
through
we
it.
choose all the kings.
Well, that's because it's the pact going, right? Clearly it doesn't upset the law of major balance for people to swear things on behalf of their descendants as well. Which,
Clearly.
I mean, that mostly makes sense, I think.
No slaves on
that's how
Athera,
I roll with it.
just the royals.
Yeah, royalty truly is a burden in this world.
I mean, at least if you're Cephalin. Some of the other virtues seem to be positive to neutral. The
Foresight?
Cephalin's
Yeah.
foresight doesn't necessarily seem like it comes with the same burden as unfettered compassion.
Unfettered compassion really is just a hellish sentence, for anybody that's a ruler.
Speaking of rulers, the king that took in all the refugees. I like that dude.
Havish? King of Havish? Eldir?
Yes,
Havish.
King
Yep.
Havish. His
King of
sections are
Havish.
great.
I liked him a lot, yeah. I'm very interested to see where his sections go.
He's
Yeah,
an
I'm
interesting
wondering what
topic
kind of-
because he claims neutrality in several conflicts, but also cannot be neutral in several others.
Yeah, he's put
But
himself in
also-
some precarious positions that are morally just, that I'm sure will cause lots of problems for him and his kingdom in the future.
Yeah. But if you're next to Arathon and Lysair, and they are next to each other, what is the smartest path to take regarding alliances or neutrality in that circumstance?
Run away.
Run away, obviously, but
I mean, I would if you're like a cold-blooded political manipulator, like you pick Lysair every time, right? Like his entire
do you? Or do you
arc
pick
is-
Arathon because Lysair is going to be a rival?
I think Lysair would set his sights on your kingdom. I mean, this is World War II and just placating the Germans.
I
he's
wouldn't call
absolutely
Lysair
going to be
Nazi
world
Germany.
king. No?
I think that's what he's moving towards. He wants to take over the world.
Yes,
And establish
He obviously
himself
does.
as the world religion.
yes. No,
Which
in
is
some
actually
ways,
worse than Nazi Germany.
I think it's more like a Holy Roman Empire kind of situation, right?
Kinda. Sure.
Like it'll
Holy
be
Roman Empire
complicated.
only wanted to take over the known world.
It'll be a complicated situation. But what Lysair essentially wants is for everybody to be united in the world religion that is devoted to taking down Arathon. Aside from that, I think he's mostly going to let you do as you will, so long as you also persecute the sorcerers.
For now.
Yeah, who knows in the future? I don't know what kind of geopolitical goals he has beyond those.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets more and more fascist.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does what the Mistwraith is trying to do, which is take over all worlds in existence.
Maybe he is actually the Mistwraith traveled back in time.
Oh, I'd hate that. I'd hate that so much.
I don't think that's the case.
Makes a nice little loop. Nice clean loop.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
not
this is a
clean.
loop story, unfortunately for you. I think we have the legitimate origins of Deshthir. That is, it's a gray goo created by other worlds.
No, we don't have
it.
because there's been too much searching by the Fellowship of Seven into the origins. It has to be more important than what we've been given so far.
I mean, this is like the specter of the past, right? Which is a recurring
Maybe,
theme throughout the series.
maybe someone used a giant crystal way back when to do a giant scrying, and they saw far enough into the future that they saw Lysair possessed by the Mistwraith, and they said, that, we need to make that.
Oh,
look
it's like
look what it did
the
for this planet. We can do that.
oh, what is this? The like, there's that AI theory of the one that like if you know about it and you don't
Roko's
create it, then
Basilisk.
it comes. Yeah, the basilisk. The basilisk. Maybe he's a
Yeah.
basilisk AI.
I don't know that one.
Roko's Basilisk is a philosophical puzzle which we really shouldn't relate in podcast form if we have any degree of belief in it.
Yes, yes. Talking about it is it's an info hazard.
It
So
is
look
an
it up
info
if you're
hazard.
curious.
Like the game.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've definitely done it on a few Green Team podcasts previously, so this isn't new behavior. But the idea is that if there is eventually an AI that, no, I'm not going to do it.
See, we're engaging the minds of our listeners right now. Like Arathon, we are encouraging them to seek independence rather than just feeding them all the answers like Lysair would.
Lysair, with his object lesson of the destroyed ship, what was it, the Lance?
Yeah.
That was probably the worst we've seen him this series so far, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's just happily willing to sacrifice his people very explicitly at this point, in a way
Yep.
that he wasn't really in book 3, right? Like
Mm,
at some point he's like, wait, we're all gonna die if we keep going. So even if I kill Arathon, it's not worth it. At this point, I think he's just like, yeah, you know what? Everybody can die so long as Arathon does.
but that wasn't even related to Arathon, though. That was that was using the justification of his father's justice back on his tangent world.
I'm wondering at what point the malign forces of the world will come in and start harassing the kingdoms. You know, like the mythical
10 years
creatures.
from now.
10 years from now?
Yep. That's what
Hmm.
Ascendir said, right?
I thought you just said, like, that's it. You guys don't have my protection anymore.
When the Koriani destroyed the Warding's crystal in order to enable Lysair to cross over the mountains through the Sorcerer's Preserve, Ascendir said that his hastily erected wards would only last 10 years.
Ah, gotcha.
So that's when we're going to start having breakouts of the Drake's remnants.
Which are also going to be blamed on Arathon, of course.
Absolutely. Everything is blamed on Arathon.
You know, okay. So I know you don't like Lysair. Do you find him, like, in the least bit unbelievable?
Yes.
Really? Interesting.
Yes, I do.
I think he's, like, totally...
Because of the extreme descriptions giving about his unworldly beauty.
I mean, okay, have you
Oh,
seen,
that's the
like...
part.
Have you seen, like, the thirst posts about, like, Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Imagine if Jason Momoa was tempted towards evil, you know? The things that he could get people to do for... Actually, you know what? Just look at, like,
Lysair's not built like that. I'm sorry.
He is in this world, you know? He's Jason
No,
Momoa,
he
but
has
more
a
beautiful.
well-turned calf. He's not a Momoa. Find
So
a different
if he was
celebrity.
described
Find
as
a
Momoa...
He's like a Gosling or something.
No, he's prettier than a Gosling.
Okay, he's a Ganymede.
Sure.
Ganymede was worse.
Ganymede is worse.
Ganymede was much better.
Lysair can handle sleeping outdoors.
So can Ganymede.
No. He just
Just
withers and dies.
You just can't handle being in a commoner prison. Those are two very different things.
Ganymede
Okay,
is like a pet
our
snake.
listeners are very confused right now.
Terra Ignota, listeners. Read Terra Ignota.
Yes. Ganymede is a useless character who's supposed to be very, 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 very pretty and very, 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 very fragile.
He inspired a worldwide art movement. I am surprised that we haven't seen more statues of Lysair.
I think they're coming.
They're coming. They're definitely coming.
I'm sure they're coming. But because Avenor's what, 10 years old at this point? 7 years old? Something around there?
I think I think that's coming next. So up
Yeah.
until now, I think he's been a lot more practical and pragmatic in his aims. And right now he sees, oh, I need to build my image further, and that's what's going to go.
Yeah, he explicitly said, like, I have 500 years to accomplish this.
Oh, we also did get more world building about the Ath Brotherhood and how they're forbidden from having a dogma and B, proselytizing,
Mhm.
but somehow that is also their dogma.
Ath's Brotherhood are like the first iteration of Buddhists, right? Like the ones that are like Buddha's not a god, don't worship him.
Yeah, you just got to think about the deeper mysteries, and they will come to you on their own. Is their religion?
Yeah, you can meditate and transcend yourself and align yourself with the harmonies of the world.
Yep.
If they do that well enough, they'll become bodhisattvas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do it all on your own. But don't worry, there's a hospice structure that you can join.
Yes.
And they played their hand exposing themselves in the kidnapping of Lysair, and now they're in his crosshairs.
Yeah. I respect it. That was probably my favorite scene of the book. I think that was a really
Really?
good scene.
His frozen in time kidnapping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the dragon scene was too cool.
Dragon scene was very cool.
Like I love the danger there, and you can't like step away or else like spirits are gonna come get you. I don't know, they're probably not spirits, but like his dream is gonna come get you, and then you have to escape through the mouth. But like just the sheer scale of the dragon is something I'd never read before.
A self-sustaining ghost dream is definitely a unique one for me, but I kind of love it.
You loved it. You loved the
I
book.
did.
I'm so happy.
Were you moved emotionally by anything that wasn't like anger or sadness, or really just anger at the book?
I mean, Dakar had some comedy moments.
So you were laughing, you were crying, you were.
I was
shaking
never
your fist
crying.
at
I was
that
never
dastardly
crying.
Lysair.
The only time I was crying is when I was up way too late and my eyes were watering because I really needed to sleep.
See, I know last time, the first time we postponed this recording was because I didn't have enough time. But that was because I was reading another book for the podcast at the time. I think I read this one the fastest out of all the books so far. Even though I did find it my least favorite and probably much slower burn than the other reads.
Undoubtedly, this was the slowest for me. Undoubtedly. There were portions of it that did go rather fast. That I think some of the Moriel chapters went faster than ever before. But that difference was maybe 5 to 10%.
Her setting up of her traps was probably my second favorite scene. That's where I have my quote today.
I think Moriel's a great character.
The great
as well.
style. She's a really engaging character. I wanted more Elira. I'm still waiting for Elira to take the mantle from Moriel.
Next
we're going to be waiting a bit for that.
We all know it's coming. I want to see how it happens. I hope it's not boring.
So,
I don't know if I want to see how it happens. I might be happier not knowing how it happens and just imagining that it's better than it is.
I imagine it's going to be like at the end of this arc. So maybe in Stormed Fortress.
I think it's going to happen next book.
Next book?
I have no hope that it's going to happen in this arc.
You really think it's going to take 4 more books?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the time skip happens in this arc.
Do you think it happens next book?
I don't know if it happens next book, but my prediction is the time skip happens in the next 3 books.
I think we're going to see a time skip between this book and the next.
I meant a large one, like hundreds of years.
Oh, hundreds of years.
Oh, absolutely not. No. I think that next book, Arathon and Elira might see each other for a maximum of 5 days.
You know, something I really like about this book, and I really appreciate, is it takes like a quarter step towards romantasy at some points. And I find this very amusing. Like the the chapter where Mirn Cibridian meets up with Talith, and then like he looks at her and he's just like fully aroused immediately.
Yeah. Well,
and then she's like, please put a baby in me. And he's like, I really want to.
Well, my bloodlines.
My bloodlines. Like that's romantasy right there, right?
I'll send someone who can, though.
I'll take a letter. I mean, you don't even see that scene. That's crazy. That's how it isn't romantic.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that there was no intervening scene, she was just with Bjorn, and then she was pregnant, being examined, and then she was dead.
I really wish there was another scene where she got knocked up. I'm saying that earnestly.
I think
I'm happy that there wasn't, honestly, but I would have loved to see, like, you know how it does those little bits at the end of every chapter? I would have loved to see one of those where she like ushers a page boy into her room and like has a conversation with him, because she's at her best in her conversations.
But that couldn't be it though, because her keeper said that there's been no men inside.
No, there's no men went through the stairwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she couldn't have.
She had a rope.
Page boy in. Yeah, she couldn't
No,
let a page boy in through
explicitly did let a page boy in. That's how she got
not through
pregnant.
the door.
Through her window.
Okay.
Yeah, she did a Rapunzel thing.
Yeah.
Except for not with her hair.
Yeah, just not up the stairwell. But honestly, like, how hard is it to step over someone who's sleeping on a stairwell threshold? You don't even have to like do the whole step. You know?
Hey, we didn't find out how large this woman is.
That's true.
Sure.
It
We
might
just
be
know
really, really hard. I've seen
we
plenty of
just
people
know
that would
she's
be
the mistress
impossible
of
to
the
step
high
over.
priest. Yeah, but that's why the stairwell is important. Because look, he didn't even have to go all the way down on the other side.
We need dimensions. A real writer would give us the exact length and height of each step.
And this is why I prefer Ellie Modicet and Recluse.
Because he would do
because
that.
he would absolutely give you the dimensions in cubits.
We do get
That's
cubits
why-
in this book.
Really? When? I don't remember.
Do we not?
Yeah, but we don't get them of every room though. And that's
No,
really
not every room.
Modicet's strength.
Like boats we do.
Well, yeah, because boats are important maritime things for men. Though Phelan is a nice counterexample there.
Yeah, Fjerk and Phelan. I liked them showing up in this book. I thought they were better in this book than they were in previous books.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like him much older. They're seen with their mother and like, hey, he's upstairs. That was good. Oh, Kaule. His
Great.
near death and capture of the boats, that was fantastic.
Badass.
And the way that he overcame and outsmarted Talith. I keep calling her Talith. Lorenda.
They don't share anything in common. Not even their hair color.
I know.
I don't know. They're both smart.
I think Talith is definitely smarter and more emotionally aware than Lorenda is.
Yeah, she's infinitely more than Lorenda.
I don't know about that. I think she's just more emotionally in tune with herself.
Sure. Yeah.
Whereas Lorenda's like, I see that part. I know that part. I wouldn't be ashamed of it and pretend like it's not going to affect my upcoming prime ship.
I must care Arathon because he knows the true me. He'll destroy me for it.
He would be able to seduce me to the light side. That's so funny. I do respect that. Yeah, there's definitely people like that out there. Just like, I could be not a bitter 5-letter word. Instead, I'm going to choose to take every step possible to continue to be a 5-letter.
There's definitely people out there like that. Yes, they see the light. They see the path towards redemption,
And they just
and they
choose
say,
not to.
no.
Yeah.
Sunk cost. I'm already this bad.
Yeah, it's like if I can't let a man rule my soul, that'd be crazy. Yeah, the Koriani sisterhood. Oh man, a lot of these women, I think, really do need to get laid.
They're not allowed.
They're allowed. This is why the sisterhood continues to exist. I think, you know.
I mean, no. The reason the sisterhood continues to exist is that they keep preying on people who have no other choice in life.
That is true.
War and poverty keep the sisterhood alive.
Yeah.
And repressed sexual desire makes them angry.
Like,
makes them want to do things to the world.
They're like, oh, well, my family is not going to be able to make it through the winter. I guess we can give one of our daughters up to the sisterhood.
That volcano's erupting and it's making me feel some kind of way. I better do something about that.
I mean, Lysair's only going to be driving more women into the sisterhood. So really, his pogroms are only helping the Koriani.
Good
It's
point.
an optimistic way of looking at things, I think.
I mean, from an
I think
institutional standpoint, it drives them to be a more monopolistic power. It drives their recruitment efforts, which are terrible anyways. And it possibly gets more motivated initiates into their order so they don't do things like say no to Moriel when she demands their life. They're like, well, the sisterhood has given me all of this borrowed time already. I guess it's theirs to take back.
I think
He's
they're
right.
going to have more devoted recruits for sure because they're not going to have anywhere else to go. But like being driven underground is a pretty serious thing to happen to an organization. It's not usually good for membership.
I think if that's the only place that they have to go, then it would help.
It's not usually good for membership or, general life of the initiates, but it is good for community building.
Yes.
For community
Probably.
cohesion.
Yeah. Yes.
If there's only one place that they could go for production, they're going to go to that place.
Yeah, no, like all of the people who are practicing magic outside of organizations are probably going to be forced in.
It's not like the Brotherhood are taking more apprentices.
Ath's Brotherhood? Sure they are.
No.
The
Sorry,
Fellowship.
the Fellowship. I always get those two confused.
Yeah, no, yeah, I
Because
don't
the
imagine the
Fellowship
Fellowship.
doesn't have any women.
Yeah, and they probably will never will.
Wouldn't it be great if Elira
That would be.
becomes a Fellowship member?
I would like that.
I think she's gonna lead the Koriani sisterhood and become like an ambassador, right? Like have good diplomatic relations with the Fellowship.
The Fellowship keeps teasing that she could become free of them at any time. That like they've undone
They ask.
her vow of servitude to the Koriani a little bit, and she can separate herself from her crystal now.
Yeah, it's all about clearing the crystal, right? Because the crystal is the thing that actually holds the oath.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And they meddled with hers.
Yes.
Much
Well, they
like
meddle with
Arathon
just like
meddled
her
with
life force too,
Lorinda.
right?
They meddled with her life force and her crystal, which are kind of the same thing,
Like the soul is in
or
the
at
crystal.
least tied together.
Yeah. I mean, I think what could happen is just you clear the crystal in some fancy magical ritual, and voila, she's now free. She's a woman
And
with some magical talent without a focus. Yada yada.
that malice and spirit inside the crystal's got to go somewhere, though.
But still with the longevity.
Yes. Bound to Arathon. If he dies, she dies.
Maybe
I
all
don't
the rocks.
think
in
that's
the...
true.
I thought she was bound to his life force now.
No, they're bound through an empathic link because they once healed someone together.
Well, that too. But like it was Lou. What's his face?
I don't think so. Lou Hain.
Lou Dane.
Luhin.
He went to her
Yes.
once, and he did. So the longevity. She was given enforced longevity by the Koriani, and then he
Yep.
undid that.
Yep.
But he still kept her living longer, tied to
Yes.
Arathon, right? Thought so.
I don't think it was tied to Arathon, or at least not in the sense that one dies, the other dies.
Earlier, I asked if he was moved emotionally. Same question, Ash.
Yeah, no, I was moved when Talith died. I was moved when Kale died. I thought it was really good moment when Arathon freed the Bard. I thought it was a really good moment when Lysair had his showdown with the Fellowship. There was a lot of tragedy, as there always is. I also like there are moments where it's like I think the feeling of awe came through as well. You know, like when Wurts kind of like pulls back and is like, and like the forces of nature infinitely greater than the fleeting power of mankind temporarily showed themselves, and everyone was revealed to be powerless before the fury of the storm. You know, that was cool too.
There were a lot of scenes that I liked. I've talked about most of them already. A lot of scenes that I really, really liked. But emotionally, I was really only moved by the death of Lorinda. I'm just kidding. I know it's Talith. And the scene where Sethvir was investigating Traith to learn like the pain that he's constantly in and how almost hopeless that his recovery will be.
I really liked the scene where Jirrit was talking with Traith and just kind of like angry at what Arathon had to go through. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
It was a really powerful scene when Arathon has to like take a blood oath to say that I'm not lying. This is what actually happened. And I mean, we all know how compassionate and all that other stuff is. But from the perspective of Jirrit, I thought it was a really good scene.
I really didn't like the first like 25% of this book because it felt mostly untied to what came after it. It felt like
it was mostly set up.
It felt like more setup.
It is
and
book
how
one
much
in a
setup
5-book
do we
arc.
need?
A lot. It's a 5-book arc. Not even it is set up, but the birth of the child I thought was a great scene.
I didn't care for the birth of the child. I did like Elira going over the snowy terrain though. I liked that part. I liked everything up until the point where she arrived. Liked her waking up in the cold. I liked her going through her house and throwing things around and being annoyed that her front door was about to fall off. But no, didn't really care for the prophesied child. I hate that a little bit. And I also hated that the Fellowship of Seven feels no need to declare to anybody that they have thrust someone outside of the pact, whereas they feel the need to declare all sorts of other things.
It's probably like a kind of personal matter.
There's a lot of personal matters that they butt their heads into.
The principal takes you aside and is like, sorry, like you can't keep going on like this. I'm going to have to revoke your hall pass.
Yeah. And that's very much what they feel like. And I hate it.
I like them more and more, I think.
Me too.
I think they've shown that they do deserve a relatively good reputation, despite the fact that they are Definitely not
collectively
perfect.
failing.
Well, yeah, but it's failure through like a kind of optimism that people won't be the worst.
Sure. And that the thing that they have sworn their fellowship to do is going to continue to matter.
I mean, if it doesn't, then I don't know what keeps them alive specifically. I don't think we've ever learned.
I think it's just skill.
Just attenuation with the harmonies of the.
Yep.
What about Traith? Why isn't he dead?
He still has that level of skill. And I think once it was like set in motion, it stays.
So like, okay, Fellowship are like level 7 or whatever. Traith
No,
got knocked down to like
specific.
level 3. Even
Well,
Moriel Prime is only level 2.
specifically, only pieces of Traith got taken away, and I think just the longevity wasn't one of the pieces that got taken away. Wasn't one of the pieces that he jettisoned in his plight. And it's funny, Hurin, that you thought that his scene with Sethvir was dispiriting, because I found it spiriting. It proved that there is actually a solution for healing him, which I had no inkling of in the prior books.
I'm sure that's one way of looking at it, but from Sethvir's perspective, he seemed pretty down.
Yeah, well, Sethvir is very dramatic.
I think Sethvir knows better about the situation than I do.
Yeah, well, Sethvir knows
and how realistic their goals are.
Exactly. Sethvir knows that it's a tiny little hope, but he hadn't, because the problem with Traith is that there's no way to reconstruct what he has lost without it being an entirely new part of him, without it being a construction, an artificial bandage applied. But he found that no, actually, those parts of Traith still exist somewhere. And like that proof of still existence is great. It just happens that they still exist in the worst place ever. And Sethvir knows that he has no chance of fixing that worst place ever. And so he has a very, very slim hope that Arathon, as Moriel says, can use his power, his Master Bard's power of translation to name the Mistwraith truly, to understand it, to empathize with it, to harmonize with it, and then control it, separate out the bits of Traith, put them back in Traith, and heal him.
So you're saying that they're laying down crumbs and interesting character moments and things to look forward to in the story.
Yes. And I'm saying that Sethvir is purposely not being excited because he's not thinking about Book 9 things, which is kind of supposed to be his whole deal, but whatever.
They got a lot of
I thi-
irons in the fire, you know? They got a
They
lot
do.
I think
They do.
I think I'm just more empathetic than you are.
Sethvir has no hope of Book 9 at the moment. Sethvir is like, maybe I'll get to Book 5. And you know what? If I've gotten there, I'm happy. Sethvir is currently still waiting for the last trees and seedlings on Athera to die out and be replaced. That's his timeline at the moment.
Althane Tower gets destroyed.
Because they had to put that beacon out into the wider universe when they knew that things were hunting them.
But they needed Caradmon back.
Did they?
Did they? Yeah. I mean,
Or do they just have trauma about losing more of their fellowship?
I mean that's certainly true.
Wouldn't you?
You have like 6 other guys that like you spent eternity together with, and like 2 of them are now gone, and another 2 don't have bodies.
Their only replacement, their only potential replacement is Dakar, and I think most of them haven't seen Dakar since he's been a bro.
I think they think Dakar is going to take at least several hundred more years. At least. Probably several thousand.
He needs to cook
like
a long
10,000. And Dakar surviving 10,000 years is not a foregone conclusion.
I wonder where Davian is.
You know, I bet Davian is probably doing worthwhile things and preparing to defeat the Mistwraith, and Arathon's going to find him and learn things from him, and then defeat the Mistwraith.
I agree. I think Davian's not actually a betrayer, or if he is, he's a betrayer in the best way.
Davian is like shut up in like a place with a lot of silicon and is slowly building a computer and writing antivirus software for the world.
100%.
He's just misunderstood and compassionate, and so he's doing things while being sacrificial.
He's actually decided to make his own planet for the refugees to go to, because clearly the Paravians need their own place.
Yo, that would be nice. You know, humanity can finally move out again of the Paravians' couch.
Really, the Paravians just too kind.
Where? What was the thing that he did in this one?
Davian
mentioned one of his contraptions.
Paravia wiki.
I mean, his fountain was mentioned.
Fountain was mentioned. Something else mentioned as well?
I don't think so.
All right.
If it was, I missed it.
At Corinth, Lysair tells Lorinda that Davian's longevity binding will even the game board against Arathon. That's all the Paravia wiki says for Fugitive Prince roll.
Hmm.
I really like the Paravia wiki, by the way, because it's very spoiler friendly.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty
Like
light.
you
Yeah.
look up Davian, and it's like roll and story. Click on the book. You click on the book, and then it tells you his role in that book. Unfortunately, it'll tell you his role, that he has a role in future
the
books.
Maze of Davian was mentioned,
That's it.
where one of the Cephalan kings went mad.
Yes. I'm excited for Lysair to go through the Maze of Davian.
I'm excited for Lysair to destroy the Maze of Davian.
Yeah,
And I'm excited for Arathon to discover it's not actually destroyed, and Davian was there the whole time.
I'm sensing the bitterness.
I guess our listeners should know Kip will not be joining us for future books.
Hey, I haven't said that yet, but if I haven't finished it, I'm not going to let you guys wait for me.
So Kip won't be joining us for future books.
Yeah. Get excited because from here on out, it's just going to be a glaze fest.
That's what you guys all want, right?
Yeah. We really should bring on somebody who's just like, yeah, I hate this book. Maybe we should wait for Kip to finish. I do find myself struggling sometimes to talk about these books because most of what I want to talk about are just good scenes or character moments or interesting magic or like theorizing what's going to happen next, instead of the themes which in book to book don't really change all that much. We're still talking about justice and compassion, zealotry, religion, balance, etc., and that hasn't changed for the last 4 books.
The clans versus the towns, rural versus urban.
I mean, it's done well, and I suppose with more context, these things become more and more nuanced or less nuanced. But still, it just doesn't change book to book. Something like Malazan does.
Mm-hmm.
Which
it's not
matters
different.
more? And can you unilaterally dissolve colonial pacts?
Was Brandon Sanderson inspired by this series?
Can you unilaterally establish a monarchy?
Are horse people inherently more virtuous than non-horse people?
The horse girls, they are.
Are people who preserve their horses in a dream more virtuous than people who don't?
Probably.
That was a weird little bit in the dragon scene that was like, wait, their horses don't have real harmonies. Why is that? No idea. Maybe it'll be brought up
here.
Remind me?
Clearly, big one.
It's been a while because somebody postponed it for no good reason.
Yeah, both of you. Listeners, for context, I had to postpone the reading the last time because my daughter was being born.
Selfish and flaky.
That's fair.
I think this is my flakiest book series because I give myself like a week or longer to finish these books and I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I will read nothing but it for a week and I'll get like maybe 25% of the book done, and that is so slow for me.
I think that every time we've scheduled this, you've rescheduled, like for each book, you've rescheduled at least once.
Yeah. I can't read these books at anything approaching my normal pace.
I thought only I rescheduled.
No.
I don't remember Kyptan doing it.
Sometimes I jump on your rescheduling. I'm like, yeah, Hurin, absolutely. I can understand why you need to reschedule. Yeah, no.
I was reading
and I'm just like reading these messages, I'm like, God damn it.
Now, 1 week to finish one of these books would be quite the task for me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't read them very quickly, but
I need at least 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, no. They completely stall out my reading.
And
you know what always does it? A Lysair chapter.
I think you have the same reaction to these books that I do to like Farseer.
Possibly.
Except for Farseer, it's the kid. What's his face?
Fitz,
exactly. Fitz is my Lysair. Except for he's
when
worse,
you read,
at least
do you just focus on one book?
No.
Kid?
I try, unless there's a new release or something that like I try and fit in. But yeah, no. When I have to read these books for the podcast, it stalls out all my reading.
I'm usually reading 3 or more books at a time.
I'll give myself a graphic novel and I'll give myself an audiobook as like alternatives. But for actual textual books, no, I try and make this my only thing, and it kills like a month of reading for me.
Yeah, I'm currently reading a book on the French Revolution, a book on the Black Plague in the Byzantine Empire, and
Nerd.
Monstrous, Volume 2.
What the hell's
I think
that?
it's a comic series. It's quite good. I recommend it.
I don't read much comics. Probably should.
Yeah.
Can we go to style? Because I got a really cool paragraph to share.
Yeah.
This is the scene when Moriel is setting her traps. It said, the Koriani matriarch probed into the orbs like the listening spider slung in the strands of her web. One of these showed the dark horse and the rider standing knee-high in gold meadow grass. A maggot-white smile turned the crone's bloodless lips as that particular scrying unfolded.
Her physical
Maggot-white
descriptions
lips.
are, you know what? I will take them over Lysair ones.
Has the Mistwraith cursed you, Kyptan, with the
Yes.
hatred for Lysair?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a very
You know
metatextual
what?
book.
I don't feel like it had to bend any inner portion of my spirit by more than 1 degree.
Is Lysair just like an amalgamation of like all that you hate in men? Just kind of like distilled.
He's definitely a lot of it. And
Yeah.
what he doesn't cover, his inner circle does.
Okay, good. I'm glad that they like encapsulate like a facet of the human experience for you. I think that's rare.
Yep. Yep. Though, to be fair, we haven't really had a deplorable gay man in his inner circle yet, so there's room to grow.
Yeah.
Not that we know yet.
True. True.
Maybe Lysair is secretly gay.
I mean, there's a reading of that which is right on the surface.
Like he's I mean like the whole like, oh, you got too close
Woman.
with my hated rival. I cannot have sex with you now, woman. Even though I totally want to.
You saw his soft underbelly, and for that you must be exiled into a tower. No.
Shall we wrap up?
Yeah. I don't know if I have anything else to say about this book. I think it was good. I'm excited for
Yeah.
the next one.
Agreed. There'll probably be
3.
more setup.
Yeah.
3 stars
3 stars. Out of
5.
5. Okay.
That's quite high.
That's much more than I expected from you.
The prose is saving it and damning it, but it is at least keeping it afloat at 3 stars.
I will give it 1.
Nice. I'm not going to rate it in star system. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it.
Yeah, it's no Warhost of Asmark or Ships of Marior.
Yeah. There are parts of this that I liked more than the others. And I think Lysair is becoming like a really, really good villain, as opposed to like a tragic, like a kind of like a Greek hero.
I do have a question for you two, actually. How much are you able to imagine the geography in your head?
I'm not. I just go to the map.
Yeah, but like, do you remember the map when you're reading the book?
No, that's why I use the map.
Okay.
I
never imagine the geography unless I've memorized the map. Like Lord of the Rings is so easy to me because I used to like study the atlas, but literally
it's also like a very straightforward case of like they're west, they go east.
Yeah. But other than that, in fact, in most stories, even with ones that have maps, I don't look at the map at all because I just don't care. And this one, I actually am using the map and going back, but I don't know. Things are written to books so that you could reference them later instead of keeping them in your head.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I mostly just trust the authors to know where the characters are on the map. I don't need to reference it. Although I am impressed with authors that do give me like an intuitive sense of where things are. Like I think George R.R. Martin does this better than anyone else for me, where like Westeros is very easy to track where everyone is at any given time.
I think a lot of that is style too.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of time devoted to directions and journeys and maps and paths. And in general, I've been ignoring a lot of it, except when I have access to a large screen to use the interactive map.
There's an interactive map?
There is.
Is it on the Paravia wiki?
I have it open right now, but I don't think so.
I have a good sense of the setting, I'll say. Like anytime there's like physical characteristics of land around to be described, I get that pretty vividly in a way that I don't for a lot of stories.
I found it. This is cool.
Yeah, Paravia.com.
Yeah, that's the wiki. I think it. Maybe it's not. It looks like the wiki.
Wiki.paravia.com is the wiki. www.paravia.com is the map.
It's the same
and other
domain.
things. But yes, same domain. And there's
Oh
also
my
a map
goodness.
of Dasan Ilur.
I'm going to use this. This is cool.
Has put up an interactive map. I think she's one of the cooler authors out there.
Yeah, her glossaries are great too.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what? I like the glossary because it means that I get surprised by when I'm done with the book.
Yes. It's like 8% faster than you think it would.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And you know what? It feels so great every single time.
Yeah. That's just generally for me though. Like I read a lot of history books, so like the end comes a lot faster because they have to have all these references, and I'm always happy.
Yeah. In some books, I expect it. And in these books, I definitely do. And in these books, I look forward to it.
So Ash said that you had some moments in this book that outshine one's earlier books, and for me, I think the only one that does that for me is the
Dragon.
Grim Ward. Yeah,
Yeah.
the dragon. That's gonna stick in my mind for a long time.
I think that maybe the thing that this book does differently than the other books is just like, yeah, it does do a lot more with religion. Like Lysair has, like, religion hasn't been a big part of this book previously, and it is becoming a very big part of this series now. And I think you can very clearly see parallels, and I think these are largely fair.
You know what other chapter I kind of liked? When Mern Sobridian was BSing his way backwards through the lines of scouts.
Yeah,
Oh, that
And
was
his
cool.
little thing of sabotage. That was really fun.
yeah, and then it just like leaves them with like no arrows, and he poisoned all their dogs.
He was for sure my favorite male character in this book for
That's
a
fair.
point of views. For
He's
point of
awesome.
views.
I like the urgency that's in those chapters, especially like he has to get somewhere, to let people know. And the same thing with
Yep.
in the Jiret chapters where he's chasing Arathon. There's a real sense of urgency that you could feel the tension.
Jiret's, I think, becoming an ever more interesting character as well.
Like when who is the fellowship member that came and was like, "Hey, we want your daughter." Trace.
No, that was
Want your daughter?
Asendir. That was
Yeah,
Kingmaker.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I like that scene too, but it was very small. Something set up.
Now that I liked the scene where he lost his shit with Traith. And then like Traith is just sitting there like, "Yep, that must be pretty hard." And obviously, Traith is like just his entire life is agony.
Yep. No. Asendir doing their field work, or being referred to as the one who does the field work, was an interesting thing. When they have one dude whose whole job is just to the meth swamps. What is that place called? Not Mirkwood, but something very similar.
Myrtle Vale or something.
Yeah.
That's just a Watcher guy though, right? Like he's not a member of the Fellowship. He's like a lackey.
I think he is.
No.
Myrtle
Fellowship
Vane.
is 5.
Myrthelvane.
I found it here on the interactive map.
He's like a Firewatch guy. His job is to sit in the tower and watch this specific swamp because oh golly, there's a lot of bad stuff in there.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Conveniently, the nation of Tysan is the furthest away from Myrtle Vane's swamp. That's lucky for Lysair.
How convenient.
You know, I'd love to know more about that last member of the Fellowship, Siladis, the one who went missing.
Slandus the Wise or Slandus the Lost? Yeah.
Siladis the Lost.
I would also like to know more about him. I assume we will find out. Has he just been like captured by the Paravians and held in stasis?
I'm not going to check the wiki on him in case, he has a role in a future book.
He certainly does.
I mean, he
Are you
absolutely
sure?
does.
Maybe?
I'm waiting for the book where we're going to get like some sort of whole book flashback.
Yo, I would hate that, but
I would like that. I would love that. Okay. So my what's the word? Prediction. My prediction was that we would have a big 100 plus year time skip in the next 3 books. I'm going to double down and say in the next 2 books.
Wow.
Ash, what's your prediction?
When the multi-100-year time
No,
skip is
just
going to happen?
any prediction. Any prediction.
Oh, any prediction. Jeez, any prediction.
Something hard.
Something hard. Something like a bold swing. You want me to take a big swing?
Yeah. Something big.
Okay. Oh, this should have been set up like at the beginning of the episode so I could have time to like ruminate.
I mean, I made mine Underwater Cities of Paravians.
That's quite bold.
Didn't I make mine as like the continent that seems to be ravaged by war is actually totally fine, and the Paravians are living there happily?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good one. Kip, I think you mean space stations.
You know, if they turn into space stations, if the Paravians take their underwater habitats on rockets into space, I will be so happy.
But you'll never find out.
Oh, no. You know what? When the Paravians are done with their underwater things, if they then load up all the humans onto them and launch them into space, way happier.
We just want to dance among our trees, man. You guys got to get out of here. You're harshing the vibe.
Sorry, you all failed the test. Now you have to go fix this planet first, and then we're going to give you a community service to go fix all the other planets as well.
We're gonna send you to like the hell planets, and you gotta
All the
fix
ones
those
you screwed up.
before you're allowed back in paradise. Yeah.
Go fix the mist. The mist wraith will be dealt with by Arathon, but then the regular humans will have to deal with the ecological calamities that they have left.
I mean, Arathon can't deal with the Mistwraith alone. It has to be with Lysair, right?
No. He can go get his mom to make another kid. I don't know.
His mom to make another kid. That's phenomenal. She died, first of all.
I'm not convinced that means anything in this world.
Really? We haven't seen anybody come back yet.
We haven't yet.
Yeah.
But we do know that if you die in a Grim Ward, you don't come back from the dead.
Your soul just kind of vanishes into the dragon's mind. You're trapped in hell.
I think that's how one of the Fellowship die in the future, is in a Grim Ward, because we saw how much it drained Asandir.
Asandir doing so much for that Kyptan was.
I hate it. I
kind of hated it too. He did it for balance. I don't know what that means.
Yep, he did it for balance. Because he saved Arathon, he has to save them too.
Does he?
That's his interpretation of balance. That's his version of non-interference. If he kept the mouth of the dragon open for the first party, he has to do it for the second.
At least Lysair was there to take credit. Did you like the moment of like almost self-reflection and he doubles down again?
No, I'm done with those.
How many is he going to have?
I mean, he's had 3 so far.
At least.
Maybe Arathon and Elira will go back to Dustin Allure, have some kids. Elira will birth a child with the power of light, and then another with the power of dark, and then together he can go forward and defeat the Mistwraith.
Like the power of light is something that Arathon has in like a recessive gene in his blood.
And Lysair can take credit for it.
Take credit for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point?
And then the Mistwraith curses both of the kids in its last gasp, and they have an enmity.
For balance.
Who is going to have reproductive sex first, Arathon or Lysair?
Arathon.
I think Arathon as well, yeah.
And then it's going to die.
What was with the green-eyed kid at the end of this book? It's just like total coincidence.
That was the kid who was born at the beginning, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Like, why would... What's the deal with the green eyes?
Maybe a bastard of the Cephalan line that got really diluted over time and then is now reconcentrating.
Arathon would be pleased as punch with that.
Too bad he's already been crowned.
He hasn't been crowned.
He has been crowned as crown prince.
He never got crowned.
He did, right?
Oh, sorry, he has never been crowned prince. King. He's never been crowned king.
He's never been crowned king, no, but he was crowned by Asandir, who made the crown out of the dirt of Rithane.
Yeah, but crowned. Maybe it's like engaged and married.
Maybe the Fellowship of 7 turkey basted that woman, that barren woman that Arathon had sex with.
Oh.
Asandir shows up with a syringe, is like, listen, for the sake of the world, I gotta do this.
I mean, they do consider themselves the stewards of the royal lines, and they do express some dissatisfaction with Arathon not having kids.
How long before Lysair claims that he's the child of Immaculate Conception? Like one book?
I think people care.
He's already claimed that Arathon was the spawn of a demon, so he's about ready to disown his mother.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's not going to go for Immaculate Conception. He's going to go for divine dissension.
Oh, he's just like Ath Creator manifests.
Yeah, he came fully formed out of a divine realm and landed in his father's nursery.
That's fair.
I think our topics have veered too far from reality.
I think that's probably the most realistic thing that we've said so far.
I do like how he's essentially constructing like a theocratic state basically from nothing. The ones in our world had like hundreds of years of previous theocratic states to like build upon. Like the early Christians had like Akhenaten in Egypt, and also like the Zoroastrians and the teachings of Plato, and they use that to build up, and then like it's a very iterative process. And Lysair is kind of like really speed running that whole thing. He's like,
Yeah. Aravia's
what?
never let that happen before.
Yeah, like he needs to give people a motivation to fear him more than Arathon. We get like the beginning is like, okay, if I die because of Arathon, I get really tortured, and Lysair wouldn't do that to me. So Lysair like kind of foresees that, and he's like working his way through. At some point, he's gonna come up with the idea of heaven. Like if you serve me, you're gonna be rewarded at some point in the afterlife.
Absolutely.
I think this is fun. I think it's a fun thing for a fantasy series to do.
I mean, he's got his zealot, and I'm sure the zealot will come up with all sorts of interesting ideas.
Yeah, he's very collaborative in his
He's so collaborative. He's
ultimately.
very, very willing to accept the impurity of others as parts of his grand design.
It's very gracious.
Yeah. Unless they're his wife.
I mean, you can't listen to someone like that. She's crazy. She's hysterical.
She's barren.
She's barren. Yeah.
I think we're about ready to wrap up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on to the podcast, Kip. You'll be missed.
It wasn't a pleasure.
It wasn't a pleasure. Oh man, not even the talk. That's how much you hated it.
The talk helped,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still in this funk from the Wars of Light and Shadow, from the Curse
Yeah.
of the Mistwraith.
Has it killed your
And-
relationship with books?
And I don't think that even the new Murderbot book is going to get me out of it. So
Wow.
I'm really hoping that other book that you recommended recently, Hurin, is going to do it for me. The Seven Moons of whatever.
It's very gay.
Yeah. I'm excited for that when I get to it. Until then, I will be continuing myself with the Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobook for Parade
Great.
of Horribles.
Well, Hurin and I will be back with the next book at some point. That concludes our episode. Thank you for listening. The intro music is Galactic Damages by Jingle Punks. Thank you, my co-hosts, Hurin and Kip.
Wonderful.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was fun.